Right, this week was kind of weird because I think two chapters came in back to back for me, and it was 1172 and 1173. Now, there's a lot to discuss with 1173, but in terms of 1172, there is not that much to discuss. Like, it's basically just going over what the audience already knows and making all the characters aware of the things that happen. Um, and basically just move forward with the story. That's basically it's kind of like one of those filler chapters where you kind of just say to the characters, "Hey, you guys don't know this, but the audience does. So move forward from there." Kind of situation. So basically, this chapter starts with Eldejarl informing everybody that, hey, Loki was not the killer for Harold. In fact, he was kind of like saving Harold, which isn't exactly true, but like it kind of is because Harold technically died due to the factor of Emo controlling him, and Loki had to kill him for that purpose. So yes, so Eldejarl basically makes everyone in Elbaf know that Loki's not the enemy, the world government is the enemy, and he basically declares the fact that if you guys think that you can pressure us, this is basically directed towards the the god knights that are there. Um, that if you think you can pressure us like this, if you try to kidnap our kids and everything, just know for a fact that Albaf is always going to be on the wrong side with respect to the world government. They're always going to be enemies of the world government. They just literally declare that they're going to be the enemies of the world government, which is crazy to think. This part is what we're gonna be focusing on for the rest of the discussion after we go over the review. But this is the most stupidest move that I think Emu has done, given that we know what happened in the past. Because there are interesting implications regarding both ways this entire event could go. So once we get through that, we kind of see that everyone's being informed, like Hiruddin and everybody else are going up to the higher level, the Sun Realm, and basically they're being informed about the different abilities that they have. Yasan basically tells the group about the Briar guy's ability. I forget his name. I don't know his name. I know they don't require names. And about the dream and the nightmare guy's ability, and we eventually find them reach the surface. And at the surface again, they're informed about like other happenings, like the library's burning, that Dorian Brogy have been Domi reversied, and basically Sanji chooses to go help Nami and Robin and everybody because he's Sanji. And then Zoro is very interested by the fact that Dorian Brogy are kind of they're kind of not themselves, and he seems to be more like he wants to fight them, which makes sense because they were like the strongest warriors of Elbaf about 100 years ago. So why not? Like he's Zoro. Um, but we do see some hints from Usopp. I really want Usopp to have more of an impact in this arc. It's literally Elbaf, alright? But we only see like one instance of Usopp saying that when Elder literally says that we're not going to bend the knee to the government. Usopp basically supports that claim, and there's a very small panel for him. But I really want more of Usopp in this arc, man. Come on, it's Elbaf. It's his arc. Just let the guy have a shining moment. If he doesn't have a shining moment in Elbaf, I'm starting to wholeheartedly believe that my theory regarding it just becoming a two-man show from a freaking 10-person show is great. Slightly misproven by 1173. Spoiler warnings a little bit, but I'm not gonna say anything about it. We're gonna talk about it next week. 1173 has some just really good insights and definitely worth talking about. Anyway, we kind of end the chapter there with Zoro, at least from what I've read so far. We kind of end the chapter with Zoro going after Dorian Brogy, Sanji and all going after Nami and Robin. Basically, it's time to set up the fights. Basically, not much to discuss there. What we are gonna focus on is the fact that this was such a bad idea by Emu, given everything that we know about Elbaf so far, right? Everything that we know about Elbaf so far, all the history with Harold, all the history with what happened to with Loki and everything with Zebek. This was by far the most idiotic move that Emu has made, which could be a sign that he is kind of in a position where he is forced to make such a what do you say, such a brain dead move, I would say, or like a underhanded move. Because if you, given the situation that what happened in Egghead, like the revelation that the world will get submerged, I think there is some incentive for Emu to kind of move things along or speed up the process. So probably this is kind of like a panic move to get the Giants on their side. But this is such a bad move, because what Emu has essentially done is make, in the best possible case for him, right? In the best possible case for him, the Giants are now a reluctant ally and are fighting every tooth and nail to save those 10 children that they're capturing so that they can get out of it. In the worst possible case for him, he has literally severed every tie in the World Cup government for the Giants, and he has made an enemy out of the Giants, a force that he himself has said that this is a force to be reckoned with. Like, I want it to be a thing. And in one of my previous videos, I did say that Giants as a whole are like a 5% of the world's power. 5%, again, it's not much, but it is still 5% of the entire world, which is insane, right? The fact that you would do this is insane. So I think what's happening with Emu's mindset over here is that he is starting to think that the war is coming and I need quick allies. I don't need to think about anything else. I need quick allies and I need them right now. And that's why I think he is kidnapping the child, because he knows for a fact, if he's a tactician of any level, he knows for a fact that the war is coming in the next 10 years. And he's like, even if they are reluctant allies, they won't be able to save their kids in the next 10 years, and would definitely be on our side during the war. But it is such a bad thing. Like, it's, from a tactician point of view, you never want to rely so much, like the weight he's putting on the Giants is so much that you don't want to rely on a reluctant force this much. It's hard to put it into words. Like, if I were a general of a war, I would never force like even 5% of my army to go and to be working for me. It just isn't feasible, because that's not sustainable. As soon as there's a 5% break in my army, what happens automatically is that number could increase. It could, especially if I'm not being in control of everything, it could just permeate throughout the entire ranks, basically. And small stipulations, small breakdowns could create huge fractures. It's not something that is easy, especially with the as big as the force of the Giants, and especially given the atrocities that they have committed. It is not the best thing. Now I'm going to play devil's advocate for Emu in this case. If I were Emu in this position, I would not basically do it this way. The way I would have approached it is, as soon as Harold's entire thing went south, I would automatically start criticizing the Giants again. Like, I would find ways I would find, since I have so much control over the world, since I know so much that's going on around the world, I would especially keep a tab on the giants. And what I would do is I would strategically make battles where humans would lose and giants would win, and I could frame it in a way that the giants were the oppressors. Whereas I might have instigated the humans to attack the giants in that situation. That is what I would have done as soon as I saw Harold failed. That it's kind of like playing into the evil side of things. It is evil, but it works. It absolutely works, especially with what I've seen so far in society in general. It definitely works. Again, this is just me playing the devil's advocate. Don't do this in real life. It's not a good thing to do. But yeah, that's basically it. This chapter was basically just a filler. Next chapter, there is a lot to talk about, and you know, when I said in this video that it's starting to look like a two-man show. I would be correct in saying that it's starting to look like a two-man show. The next chapter kind of refutes that point. So, although it's kind of like a small thing that could be more, my original point still stands. All right, like I do still think that it's starting to look like a two-man show. If Usopp doesn't even get a freaking arc in Elbaf, character arc in Elbaf, I'm going to be 100% down on that line. But the next chapter has some interesting implications, and we are going to talk about it. That's about it. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, consider leaving a like down below and subscribe to the channel. I know this video has been taking a while to come out. It's just that this week has been pretty heavy, and honestly, I wanted to just take some time, sit down, and go over this. I specifically wanted to focus on that Emu thing, the fact that he's doing a very stupid thing over here. But again, I understand, like, it's a panic move. But he should have been acting a lot earlier. He had so much time. I think at least 100 years has passed. Or let's say, not 100 years. I would say from Harold's death to right now, given Shanks' age, I would say at least 20 years has passed. Because Luffy's what, 21, right? And Shanks lost his arm when Luffy was, I'm guessing, around 4 or 5. So given that there was even 4 years before that Harold's incident happened, it makes sense. Like, it's at least 20, 30 years that it has passed before he's literally tried to do something. So I would have strategically made some things happen that made the giants the bad guys again. That's basically what I would have done. But anyway, that's about it. I hope you guys liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one.